I'm reading again a chapter from my book Robin on my teacup. We're into October now, and I think this is the last time I'll be wearing my sun hat. But the good news is that I've heard owls calling from the tree opposite my bedroom window. If you listen, you might hear them too in October. This chapter is called The Baby Owl, and it's part 1 for October. You know, of course, that owls don't call to-wit to-woo. They sometimes shout twit and sometimes woo. They're separate calls of the tawny owl. The twit call sounds more like a sharp giwick, but the shout twit is not as rude as it sounds to us. It's friendly to an owl. It's a contact, just like the tune on your mobile phone when a friend rings for a chat. Hello, I'm here, one calls, and another will call back. You can hear them at night in the spring calling twit to each other as they start laying eggs and incubating, then feeding their babies. Thinking of baby owls, it reminds me of the time when I was walking in a Shropshire woodland not far from here. I found a helpless baby tawny owl on the ground. It had been raining and the baby was very wet. I picked him up and felt its soft young down and was surprised that my fingers sank through layers of feathers. Its bony skeleton was deeply embedded in its fluffed out shape. Its eyes were round and frightened and black. I know that you should not touch a baby bird. Its parents always know where it is and they visit to feed. But I couldn't leave this one wet and in a puddle, could I? He must have fallen off his branch, I thought, because I knew that baby owls come out of their nest about a week before they're ready to fly. And this little owl must have lost its footing and crashed into a puddle. He felt so soggy and was not moving at all, but I could feel his little heart pounding under my fingers. What could I do? In the end, I reached up and set him on the highest branch. I took a photo of him and then quietly tiptoed away. After 3 sunny days, I went back with my own heart pounding, hoping all was well. And it was. I found that my baby owl had sheltered in the ivy on a tree trunk. He turned his head and gave me a beady stare. He was going to be all right, and I think I'd saved his life. Last night, at home, I heard the October woo call of a tawny owl coming from our ash tree. It's quite a ghostly sound when it's dark. Woo! I hope my baby owl is now fully grown and is hooting into the night, telling other owls, "Go elsewhere, this is my place." He will shout into the darkness and even tell his own young to go away and find a place of their own, because he's thinking about next year's eggs and babies. I've read recently about Eric Hoskin, the famous photographer. Apparently, when he was trying to photograph a tawny owl, he was struck in the face by an adult's claws. His eye became infected and he had to have it taken out. Mind you, afterwards he wrote a book called An Eye for a Bird, and he bravely went back to take more owl photographs. It's a good job I didn't know this story when I was rescuing my baby owl. I wonder if you heard the buzzard calling when I was reading this. I hope so.